Hello everybody and welcome. Today I'm very excited to share with you a playthrough of StarVaders, which is designed by Axolotl, who you may know on our channel as the designer of Dark Matter, a custom campaign in Arkham Horror the card game, which is very good and is still, like, to this day, hailed as one of the best custom campaigns. It's still my favorite custom campaign. So I'm very excited to play more of this game that you've designed. So hi, how's it going?
Hey everyone. Yeah, I'm Axolotl, designer of Dark Matter, and I've been working on a video game for the past 2-3 years now. Basically right after Dark Matter is when we started this project. So this is the follow-up.
Nice, yeah. So when you say we, you have a team of people? Like, are you and some people working on this?
Yeah. So basically we're in a team of 3. And they're all one of them is like my high school friend, and another one's a friend I made in university.
Nice.
So we just kind of started this as like a hobby project, and eventually it turned serious. So now here we are. Yeah.
Sweet. Yeah, and so this is currently there's it's Next Fest right now on Steam. So there's gonna be a link down in the video description where you can check this game out. There's a demo that you can play, which we are playing today, which is super exciting. And I also just have to ask because the music in the opening, I was grooving to it while we were going live. Who did the music for this?
Yeah, we hired someone called Plaster Brain. I don't know if you know the Bullet series of board games.
No, I don't know.
Okay. Well, she's actually the composer for that. That series of board games has like the soundtrack, and she's a
Oh, nice.
One of the composers for that soundtrack.
Yeah, it goes hard. It's actually really sick. The menu music, yeah.
Yeah, the entire soundtrack is new for the demo, and we got it all like commissioned by Plaster Brain. So
sweet. Yeah, no, it goes freaking hard. All right, so we're gonna start the tutorial, and we're just gonna chat, and it's gonna be a great time. And we'll probably do like the tutorial, and then like at least try a full run. Maybe try this new class after the tutorial. That could be fun.
Yeah.
All right. I'm also the thing is I'm also like really bad. So for people at home, especially because I'm also going to be trying to talk and listen, so don't expect me to do anything crazy.
All right. I'm just gonna cringe while watching.
Yeah, exactly. This is a low strategy playthrough probably. The invasion has begun. There's no time to waste. Get ready to deploy the mech now. Press the proceed button to start. So this is actually something that I wanted to ask because I know how important the tutorial process is. So what was it like designing the tutorial and getting all that information out there?
Yeah, designing tutorials, like, it's hell. It's probably my least favorite part of game development so far. It's a lot of trial and error, and there's a lot of playtesting to be done. It's really useful to watch someone play the tutorial and then see where they get stuck, what they don't understand, and try to like reiterate on it and fix things up. But then, on the other hand, you add all of these explanations, and then everyone starts thinking the tutorial's too long and too slow, and like
yes, yeah. It's like trying to find like the perfect balance of teaching without like over explaining.
Yeah, and it's hard. It's especially hard to do in like a strategy tactics game because it's kind of like board games where you kind of have to know how most things work before you can start playing. Really.
Yeah.
It's not like a platformer or something. You can just throw the person into the world and let them do a level. They have to actually understand like your goals, your consequences to be able to play an actual game and understand the game itself. So, yeah, tutorial's tough.
Yeah.
Went through a bunch of iterations.
Yeah, because like.
Yeah,
and like, because even just noticing, like, right now it's pretty, like, I mean, like, you pointed something, like, it's kind of easy with, it's the same that happened with board games. Like, Dominion was obviously the first deck builder, and then, like, after that, you can be, like, if you've played one deck builder, you kind of learn them. Like, you kind of, like, know, like, the concepts of the deck, and, like, you draw cards, add cards, your deck's empty, you reshuffle. And it's like, it's the same thing kind of in video games where, like, Slay the Spire becomes, like if you play Slay the Spire, you can kind of just like do deck builders and this kind of thing. There's so many deck builders that it's just like that kind of is just like part of the concept.
Yeah, there's it's like you're trying to leverage the fact that there's like a innate knowledge base that everyone has if they played deck builders, but at the same time you have to take into account the people who've never played.
Yeah, it could be their first. Like you still have to teach them.
So I don't know if you saw it, but before you started the tutorial, there's like you choose which type of tutorial to do.
Yes.
There's like a simple, there's like this full tutorial, and there's like a quick guide. I kind of added that so that people would stop complaining that the tutorial is too long. It's like
yes.
the people who would want to skip it would probably look at the guide, and they'd probably be fine off with it because I assume they played deck builders before.
Yeah.
So I kind of like this modular approach.
So it kind of teaches them, I imagine, instead, like the whole burning and like junk part, the stuff that's like more unique to this game.
Oh, it still has a page that's like, oh, you draw 5 cards every turn and you discard 10.
Yeah.
But it's like it's one page instead of actually having to play through it. So
yeah.
Faster basically, yeah.
All right. So this little robot's saying I should be good for the rest of the battle, but I already feel incredibly overwhelmed. So let's. Let's move here. He moved orthogonally too. So like that's what I was gonna ask. So like just diagonally too. I was gonna ask about when it comes to like watching people play, and then also like when it comes to design. I know that there was a big. My favorite game this year that I played was Balatro, and that game, in my opinion, is like revolutionary in terms of like games and games design. But like there's so many little things that you don't teach the people, but instead like just watching them like discover, like even there, just you can move any direction, like you can actually even move 2. Look at that. Like move on to 2 tiles. I know it says it, but like you can also go like, so I guess you're not moving diagonally, you're actually just going 1, 2. Interesting. Okay. And I love stuff like that, and I imagine as a game designer you kind of have to be like that kind of stuff. You can't like it's. I guess my question is, can you force that, or is that something that just is like the nature of design? Like,
it's like it's an interesting way to frame it, because I think that's like basically part of what design is. It's kind of like trying to control the narrative in a way, like trying to get the player to know things or understand things, but in the way that you want them to understand. But it's like the movement example. Like, I do write it there, but it's like you don't expect everyone to read.
No, yeah, they just. I mean, I'm guilty of that. I literally just picked up the card and it was like, this is blue. I'm gonna go here.
Yeah, but exactly. So you have to add like a lot of different layers, different formats of explaining. So the thing we do in our game is like when you hover over the card, it'll show you where you can move to. So instead of just reading, you can also just have a visual indicator, things like that, right? There's a lot of ways to try to get people to understand things, and things to let the player discover themselves.
Yeah.
And it's all part of like game design, trying to figure out how and when is the best way to do things. Yeah.
All right, so we're out here our first rewards. I want to be talking about like these rewards later on, but I want to kind of also set like a first little scene as we get into this deeper. What was like the inspiration? Like, where did this idea for StarVaders start?
Yeah, so I talked about the game Bullet a bit before. That was actually the initial spark. Bullet is basically a what are those called? Like a puzzle fighter game. It's like a board game, real time, in which it's like competitive. You have bullets on a board. You basically draw from a token bag these bullets and then place them on your board, and you have a hand of cards that are patterns, and you have to match patterns to the bullets to destroy them. And you can get, if you have too many bullets, you lose. You like get overwhelmed. So, I like that idea. Like it's a pretty good game. You should probably try it sometime.
I will.
Yeah, I like that concept, but I was like, there should be like a roguelike version of that game.
Yeah.
So that's kind of like where it first came from. Eventually it evolved, because in Bullet you don't have a character, for example, so there's no movement and positional tactics. Eventually it evolved into this game. There's another solo game, Under Falling Skies. Don't know if you've heard of that one.
No, I haven't. That one. No.
Yeah, that one's kind of, it's like a dice game, but there's like aliens that are coming down turn by turn.
Okay.
So I kind of like, I took the theme of that, took the bullet mechanic, and of course there's like a lot of Slay the Spire DNA in here.
Yeah.
And
I mean, I think
like
that's kind of just like,
yeah.
especially like, you play any deck builder and you're just like, this is, they're just, they had so much good like, you know what? I actually don't want to shoot that guy because then this guy. Because like, sorry, I'm just on this. I noticed that with these guys, when I shoot this guy, my brain is telling me that then this guy is going to shoot down because there's no longer someone in front blocking him. So I think I'm just going to end the turn here. See if these guys they get destroyed. I'm going to see if they blow up or if they just disappear. So we're gonna if or like they like hit their adjacent stuff. So let's find out. But like Slay the Spire is like they're just gone. Nice. There's just so much that is like actually such good like bare bones that is like you can just build off of that.
It's like, you know, I tried pretty hard to like, you know, like the pick 1 out of 3 card reward at the end.
Yeah.
Draft 1 out of 3. I tried so hard to find a different way to do drafting and like, this type of roguelike video game, but 1 out of 3 is like the best option.
It really just is, right?
Yeah.
Alright, then we shoot this.
3 is just the best number.
It is. It's.
And like draw 5 cards, that's the best number also.
It's the best number, right? It's like well, because it's that's like Dominion. That's how they had theirs, right? Yeah. So, all right. Exactly. So now if I throw this bomb up here. All right, do these guys shoot and then move? Fires down.
Yeah, they shoot first.
So then we just like throw this. Okay, I can't. I went too low. Oh, that's okay. We can learn and improve on our mistakes. Now that will kill them. So sick. Okay. I don't know if anyone noticed, but I was trying to shoot with a move earlier. All right, new rewards. All right, this is the really fun part. This question is it's gonna sound more like, I hope it doesn't sound like loaded or anything, but like, so like, how did you find like the depth of design that you could have with cards when it came to like discovering new mechanics or like just things that are not just like fire bullet upwards or like stuff like that? Like just like how much design space was there beyond that you discovered just like shoot upward?
So this is actually a really there was one core philosophy I went into with like going into this game, which was I noticed a lot of deck builders are very much focused on numbers. So for example, Slay the Spire, not that it's bad, but it's just like, it's just the most common thing. Slay the Spire, it's all about damage and health.
Yes.
Where you have health, enemies have health, you deal damage, and a lot of the different effects and like mechanics and cards are just like ways to deal bigger numbers or increase your number or deal numbers multiple times, for example. And I was kind of like, I like to see a game that does not use numbers at all. And in that way, it's a big design constraint, because that means we have to design all our enemies to be like mostly one-hit kills or like with a few like effects, or all the cards like we can't make a card that's just like deal more damage. We have to make cards that have different actual effects.
Yeah.
So I thought because of that, I think every card that we made needed to like have a different tactical effect to them. So that kind of like incentivized us to explore a bit further on the design space. So a lot of the design stems from that decision. Yeah,
and you can actually even see that just like for example, this crossfire, it's kind of like in what you would put into like Slay the Spire. It's like a deal 1 damage to 3 enemy type card, because that's what it is, right? Like if you position it well, you're dealing 3 damage. You're like hitting 3 enemies and killing 3 enemies.
Yeah.
And like it's more like, it's exactly what you're saying. It's more tactical, right? So like you're choosing a tile on the top or bottom row and you're going to be firing from there, right? So like it kind of becomes like a little bit more like strategic. So it's less about the damage. It's more about taking advantage of the board in your design for damage.
Yeah, I like to say that it's like basically I abstractified the HP into positional tactics onto the board. So instead of dealing damage, you have to deal. Yeah, you have to take into account positioning more. So yeah, but yeah, in that sense, the design space kind of like naturally expanded from there. It's like, it's weird to say, but I always say, does it feel like I designed the game? It feels like it designed itself.
Okay,
I think it's really a good thing.
Yeah.
That means the design space is like good to explore in. But it's like a lot of things come naturally. Like, oh yeah, of course there's AoE stuff. Of course you have to be able to spawn stuff on the board that explodes and stuff that spawns. So like a lot of the cards and effects are like, oh yeah, of course that should exist.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Yeah.
So for everyone watching at home too, this is about when I start to feel like when you were just saying like this is like position based. Position based is my worst like skill set when it comes to games. So like I see this and I'm like, it's hopeless. We've already lost. So I need to crunch some numbers on this. But eForest in chat has a question. Are there any plans for bringing it to other platforms like mobile and consoles? I'm far down the road, I imagine, but that's a great question.
Yeah, we are in discussion. Yeah, I'm not sure how much I can say about it, but like our hope is I am very confident that we will be able to port it to consoles, for example, Nintendo Switch. And we are looking into options for porting to mobile as well. Yeah.
Oh, you shoot rockets. Okay, that was my mistake right there. Okay. That's okay. We can shoot. Not this. We don't want to waste that here. We want to shoot there. I mean, this does seem like a great Switch game.
Yeah,
okay.
it's got the like, or Steam Deck. Works pretty well on the Steam Deck when we fix the lags. And
yeah. You're done. Now I can just shoot you. Okay, all right. I suddenly feel a little bit more confident. That artifact I got too. Like that's my 2 favorite parts. And I'm curious because when we hit one of these, they're gonna come. But when it comes to designing this, my upgrades and artifacts, like relics, or like just like some sort of thing that just that changes the rules of the game. Those are always the most exciting to me. So I'm very curious to see the upgrades of this, because we saw our first relic. For people who missed it, it's when I overheat, I get to draw 2 cards and then get +2 heat sink next turn, which is really cool. But that's like always fun to see what can come from that. Okay, I'm gonna shoot you. Break your shield. We're gonna move here.
I think I'll quickly explain the overheat mechanic.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, great.
Talk through it. But basically, it's like a usual deck builder. You have energy, except in this game, when you play a card, it creates heat, and you can actually go over your heat limit. But when you go over your heat limit, the card that you just played will burn, which means it becomes a dead card into your hand for later. So you have like an extra leeway to use like he did right here with the crossfire.
Okay.
And then the starter artifact for this tutorial like allows you to, the first time you overheat, you'll actually get a boost next turn.
There's also a turn limit. Yeah, so I'm excited to see. All right, this guy's gonna give some doom. Does he go away when he hits the doom? Let's find out. I'm gonna hit him with a shield, but I don't get rid of him. He does, so he gets. All right. Okay. So we got 1 doom. But I definitely also stood right where they were shooting their rockets as well. All right.
Oh, and what's a cool thing in our game is when you get hit, you don't lose when you take hits, basically.
Yeah.
You only lose by enemies generating doom when they move too low. It's kind of like Space Invaders-ish.
Yeah.
But when you get hit, you get junk in your deck instead.
Yes, which, if you don't know, for deck builders, cards are very important in deck builders. So, like, getting junk means basically you're just killing future draws, which is not, like, great for winning.
Yeah, you get, like, Tequila cards in your deck.
Yeah, exactly. Tekalilis, yeah, exactly that, right? I like Quickfire, but I don't really have, like, this is my only thing that costs 2 or more, so I don't think we take that. I like the momentum to move, but it's hard for me to say no to Rocket Fist. But like with all deck builders, it's like trying to find the balance of movement and shooting, because if you can only move and can't shoot, you're kind of like SOL, likewise if you can only shoot and can't move. So we have, 5 movement cards, and we have, like... Alright, I think I'm gonna go with momentum. I think that's what I need here. We just want a bit more movement. Alright, a bonus, -1 Doom. Came in at a great time. I really appreciate you, Min. Thank you so much. And a shop? Okay. So we can remove a card. Your minimum deck size is 8. We can spawn 3 random bombs. Say hello to my... Spawn a little friend up to 2 hours away. Copies bullets fired by cards with a fire effect. So this is kind of like what you were saying. Like this is fitting into that space of it's like position based. So like that's like the thing is like this. It's firing an extra shot, so you're getting more damage. But it's like based on where you have it on the board, which is really cool. Like knowing that perspective, really, you're like, oh, I get it.
Yeah. So it's like if this was a card in, like, say, the Spire or something, it'd be like the next attack you play deals 2 times more damage, right?
Yes, yeah.
But that multiplicative effect, we're like, oh, we could just put it on the board instead and have some kind of tactical positioning to it. Yeah.
Interesting. Lizard Soul. Do you have any references to other stuff? I know that a lot of that happens a lot in these kind of games. Do you have any like hidden references to other games or like things like that?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, a lot. I would say Hello To is a reference.
Oh yeah. To our good old, what is that? Scarface?
Yeah, Scarface.
I mean, I'm gonna definitely buy that guy.
Lizard Soul is a reference to. It's a double reference. There's a Chinese streamer called Lizard Guy who helped us out a lot. But also it's the lizard tail from Slay the Spire.
Yeah, that's why that started for that. I was like, this is that's that, isn't it? All right,
now that I think about it, I wonder if the Slay the Spire lizard tail is a reference to the Lizard Guy.
Oh, maybe, yeah. Maybe. All right, first boss. Alright, well done. You've reached the first boss. Thank you, little robot friend. Some enemies like Mothership can gain and lose immunity. They can't be harmed while they're immune. Okay. And is that what the diamond means?
Yeah.
I assume so. Very nice. It means that both wings are destroyed. Interesting. Immune on the first turn. Interesting. Okay. Well, I think we're just going to take out the outside. Let's do this. This is free. Oh, that's really good. Okay.
Momentum's a free,
yeah.
And +1 heatsink next turn, so...
Learning in real time, you love to see it. Alright, so, okay, now it has a shield, and it's dropped a bunch of guys. Okay, alright, well, we want our little robot to start doing some work on the other side. But the robot, I imagine, it is immune during your turn, but strikes itself. It strikes when you... Okay, so it goes away. Very interesting, okay. Well, we have a full heatsink, so we might as well use it.
That's great. Great turn.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, and it can move backwards. All right. Interesting. Okay. Chat, give me a second as I crunch the numbers here. Can we do anything? Because with my little friend, who is a legendary card, sounds about right. I was about to say, this guy's probably pretty rare, isn't he? And he's not even rare, he's legendary. So there's what? Common, rare, and legendary? Are those the 3 rarities?
Common, rare, legendaries. Yeah, those are the cards you can pick up. Oh, those are all the upgrades.
Oh my god, there's so many. +2 repeat and purge this card. Holy cow! So that triggers 3 times, then gets purged. Purge is gone forever, or just from that turn?
Just for that turn.
Okay.
I mean,
or that round. Yeah. Wow. Okay.
Yeah,
I can't get too lost in the weeds there.
We have like a modular upgrade system, so to add a bunch of variety. Forgot what I was talking about. Oh yeah, rarities. So yeah, common, rare, legendary, but there's also like starter, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Those just don't have a rarity because they're starter cards.
Yeah. I knew you were gonna hit me, but we're just thinking for the future, Mr. Robot. Okay, that's actually a huge draw. I can take out this. We have a little... Okay, alright, let's shoot you. You're just done. We have our momentum, which is, as I'm learning now, very hard to say no to. Let's just take that out. Move here and then just fire up. Alright, so now it's just me and you just have 2 damage, but you drop a little Migo down. Okay. I mean, I think we just throw you here, and we just fire a bunch. Alright, I'm loving the pieces we've put together here. Let's go! Alright, my little friend. I love that guy. And I mean, like, so, like, this is even just coming from the perspective of a player, not so much from the design of it. But, like, what is great is that, like, it's just, I love the style that you have, like, because like, your art is simple and it, like, paints the picture what you do. I imagine it's not intentional that Move has a yellow background, right? Like, to sit with, like, these other ones, that Move effects are going to be yellow and these ones are gray, and then, like, that kind of thing. I imagine that's intentional, but, like, your art's really good, but it paints a picture where I'm like, I suddenly become attached to this little guy. I'm like, this guy is my friend and he's really good and really powerful.
Yeah. We try to keep to a color scheme, but you know how, like, there's so many iterations, like sometimes we have to balance and rework cards and stuff like that, and reuse art that there are some cards that don't make sense based on their color scheme, but we try to
but like, keep... yeah, like generally as a quick look, you can kind of just see, you refill your chrono tokens, okay. Alright, so now we're in Act 2, undiscovered boss incoming. Okay, so then when I play it again, oh, so actually covering that, let me just move. You can see this is like the progress in the top right up there.
Yeah.
Okay. Here, actually, you know what? I probably could live down here. Okay. Tactic and move. I think we're going to take our first upgrade here. I also love all the names of all the things. I think that they're really fun. All right, let's do this. So, okay, upgrades. We're going to see our first one. What was the philosophy on designing upgrades? Because as I saw when I was going through, there was a, what the hell is going on over here?
Oh, actually, your face might be blocking the card text.
Oh, okay, yeah. Maybe we can live... I think we can live, like, here, I think. I think that's fine. Yeah. There we go. Okay.
Sorry, you were saying something?
Oh, about upgrades, but first I got even just these frickin' webs, which I imagine are gonna block shots when I shoot them. So let's find out. I mean, that's the best way. We have a double shot here, so let's take it. Yeah, okay, okay. They just eat space.
So it's like enemy design, it's like, oh yeah, adding more HP would be pretty boring, so we have to find out different ways to simulate the idea of, like, it may being harder to deal with, so...
Yeah.
Webs is like a different types of shield, but it has more interaction points, which is interesting.
Yeah, and it is. It's and then also like the spawns, little things. Move towards the player each time you play, strikes you on collision. Spawns ticks that. We hate these broodmothers. We got to get rid of that ASAP. When your turn starts, so these guys always are going to defend themselves. So, I know what I do is we're going to burn ourselves, but this triggers twice when I do this. This one's free, so let's go here. Let's drop down. Excuse me. I'm not ready for you yet. But more moves towards you each time you play a card. I think you have to hit me, unfortunately. because I think we just have to do this. Just because that seems pretty alright. Do I want to burn this? These guys only do fire, so they're not going to trigger this. I think we just let that go. We can use that in the future. Okay, these spiders are... Oh, that seems pretty good. Oh yeah, this one happens... Okay, that seems actually incredibly good. Are you kidding me? So where do you... this is... so looking at, like, Binding of Isaac, which is... Intention of the game is to... give the player a power fantasy. Like you're gonna have the roles where you just go absolutely nuts with it, right? Where was your kind of like decision point for that in terms of the balance of the challenge versus the players just feeling super powerful?
Yeah, I think similar to Binding of Isaac, we did want to like. We did really want to focus on the power fantasy of it. So it's there's actually something I learned from Arkham, from designing Arkham, which is that it's to create tension. It's better to design, like for example, when you're designing a treachery, it's better to design a treachery that feels harder than it is to deal with. That the feeling of dealing with a treachery that is like scary, except that when you actually fail the treachery, for example, the punishment isn't that bad, or like it doesn't actually set you back that much. That tension is is something I learned is really powerful as a tool. So, like for example, in this game, the way I use that tension is like when you start an encounter, you see like so many enemies, you think it's impossible to deal with. Yeah. It's actually like not that bad. Like,
yeah, no, and I mean, like, that's exactly what happened to me that one time when I was like, I can't win this, and then I was like, oh no, I actually can. It's actually pretty doable.
Yeah, so that kind of like tension between like, oh, I don't know if I can do this, and then, yeah, actually I can do this. That's like, I think most of the game is way easier than it looks, which helps with the power fantasy. It makes you feel like you're always on the edge, but always like succeeding. Yeah. Either way. And a lot of the design like tries to reinforce this. It's like there are a lot of enemies, but they take some time to move down. They take like a few turns to move down, so you have some time to prepare and deal with it. And even when they move to the like down, they still give you an extra turn to deal with them.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and like these.
If you can't deal with them, they disappear.
So, yes, exactly. Yeah. So there's a lot of like leeway for that. Okay, can we do anything here? I think we can like move here. We can drop down one buddy for free because he was chilled. Stop it! And then we just do this, and this is actually, like you said, it looks so bad at the start of the turn, but like, look at how we're gonna get out of this, right? Like, except for this guy's immune, but that's okay. Like, it suddenly looks a lot more manageable, except for the fact that there's so many guys, but oh, that's okay, because we got this thing! Wow. Yeah, I see what you mean by that. Alright, let's get in position, because this guy's gonna get the doom, but these guys probably aren't gonna make it through.
Yeah, that's something that's like, in Arkham I did that a lot in Dark Matter, which is like, make something that seems super scary, but then it's actually like, you play it and it's like, okay, it's actually not that bad.
And it's fun too, because then so there's another game I've been playing a lot recently. I don't know, you might have played it, might not. Slice and Dice. Yeah. That one is so good at. I'm kind of getting a similar vibe here, and from what you described, where the enemy rolls and you're like, oh my god, 3 of my guys are dead this turn, and then you play your turn and you're like, wait a minute, I'm actually like so fine, and it's like a great it feels great to play that way. It makes you feel like it's like you're rewarding the player for being a genius, but like really it's kind of like by design. But they feel great about it. All right.
Yeah. So back to like that type of like power fantasy thing. A thing we wanted. It's like similar to Binding of Isaac power fantasy, but dissimilar is we wanted it to feel like it came from like the player's intellect. It's like we wanted to feel like the player discovered the combos.
Yeah.
themselves and like are cheating the system or like breaking the game.
Yeah, yeah.
Instead of like, yeah.
Question. So this fire is done on purpose with the exclamation mark because then that'll work with these guys with the fire. So that seems like the card I want to take here, right? That seems like that. I'm reading that correct. So this will trigger with my, because that's fire with an. Yeah, all right. Because I like the formatting on that. It actually is like it's the exact same way as that. That's. Again, those like people who, if you're thinking of designing a game, and I know this from designing my own board game too, the people who come up and it's like, hey, you should do like the language needs to go across the whole board, and it's true, right? Like you need to be aware of that when you're designing stuff. The language of the game. Oh, these guys are new. Okay.
I learned a lot of the language designed by from Arkham FFG language design.
100%. I can.
So it's like some of the timing effects. It's like when and after.
Yes.
Yeah, it's pretty funny.
I mean, like I would say Arkham is one of the move here, shoot up there, drop that here, I guess. Is like Arkham, I think, is one of the goats. Like even though like people give it a lot of like they poo-poo it a lot for its design, but it is like literally one of the, I think, goats. What the heck? You came down here, brother, but you're gonna detonate, so we don't need to worry about you. It is one of the goats in terms of like following through, I think, in the same way like Slay the Spire is, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Shoot. Oh man, I am having a great time. Let's let's move like over here, and then let's drop this. Oh, that was not the one I wanted to do, but that's okay. We'll just drop that bomb there, and we can do something with that next turn. And that's also fun. Like you can just like put the bomb here. I remember that, and then you're just like, yeah, I'll do something with this.
Yeah.
Okay, what if we drop you here? I love this My Little Friend guy. He is. All right, you're shooting up there, but that's okay because we can do this. So move 1 of 3 tiles in any direction and 5. So if I go like this and then like that. Oh wow. Okay. I think we'll just end there. I need to finish my
Because the card was repeated, so you get.
I do it again. I see. Okay.
They're not in a great position for it.
Yeah. But that's okay. Okay, I see. I see. So what made it repeat there? Here, 1 second. Let me see if I can. Maybe it was my artifact. Where do I find my artifacts? There they are. Each turn gets +1 repeat. Okay, so you have to move with it as well. I see. Okay. Well, this board's solved, so that's great. So the big thing that I've noticed when I first played this game is there's a lot more enemy types than there were when I played before.
Yeah.
I also love it's a small little thing, but when a new enemy appears, like your brain knows it, but like that makes it so you don't need to like realize. You're like, oh, this guy over here is new.
It's like we realize sometimes people don't read the enemies, and it's important to read them. So anything, it's hard to teach players that, like, oh, by the way, you actually have to read stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. Another Frosty, My Little Friend. I think I'm gonna take this Artillery Strike. It seems fun. The Frosty guy. So yeah, now that we've seen a lot of the upgrades, what was your kind of philosophy when it came to upgrades and all that?
They gotta be cool.
They gotta be cool. They gotta be cool.
There's one thing. It's like I wanted upgrades to not just be like same card but better, but actually inform your build in some way. There's a lot of upgrades that actually will add a trait to the card, for example, or change the type of card, not like change the type of action that's doing, so that it can create these like new synergies that would not have been possible before. So for example, maybe you have like a tutor for tactic cards, for example.
Yeah.
you'll notice there's a upgrade that's called tactical that it's just draw one card, but it also adds the tactic keyword, like the tactic traits to any card.
Okay.
So then if you put like a tactic cue, like the tactical on like your crossfire, for example, as an upgrade, then
so you can see those there. Yeah.
So it's the one at the, oh yeah, like this one also adds a tactic keyword. Then you can tutor it with the tactic tutor, for example.
Yeah.
So,
okay,
so
that's
like,
pretty sick. Yeah.
there's a lot of these, yeah, wanted to like create these new build types, synergies.
And that's really cool because I imagine that like, for me, that'd be something that I wouldn't realize it even adds tactic, but then you're suddenly like, you're searching your deck and you're like, oh, this is now a tactic. That's really cool. Also, I love this bomber mech thing. Holy heck. That's just like fun. I mean, then like again, so I think with like artifacts, it's the same answer for upgrades, right? They have to be cool, right? Like they want to be cool or like efficient, right? It's like to hit that other thing. Because like this one's less cool, but it is like really efficient. My Heart of Talent, we're gonna buy a momentum, and then I'm gonna remove one of my basic moves. I want to move as free as a bird. I love this little tip thing too. That's really cute. Mega Blob. Okay, let's see what Mega Blob's all about. When struck, splits into smaller blobs. Who would have saw that coming? Okay, so this actually seems like a really good opening hand. Let's say we do this, and then we just like fire.
I think every game needs a slime that breaks itself into smaller slimes.
Oh yeah, no, it is like perfect. Whoever did that first was like literally. This is I love this, by the way. That's actually so cool. All right, I'm gonna move out of the explosion. I love the exploding ones too. There's just a lot that's just really sick. All right, let's I can choose up there. That's good. Okay, and then we end the turn. Let me take out some of those guys. Okay. I also like that there's a little combo meter that that gives you bonus stars if you do combos. That's kind of sick. Okay, let's move here.
Seems like a pretty good turn.
Let's drop our robot there. And then let's just like do this. He's immune. Oh my god. Okay, he was immune for because he was splitting. I see how it is. Alright, well, let's move out. Let's not just get hit, and then let's just like unload. Oh my god. The sound, it's peggling. It's just getting higher and higher pitched. Yeah, I'll move. Okay. Well, I'm having a great time. And... oh, let's go. Okay. I want to put you here. And then we want to move for free there. This one's really good. Oh, no, actually, I'm going to actually use one of these undos for the first time. Because we want to move... like... oh, it gets the draw too. Ah, okay.
It's actually a mulligan.
Okay.
As well.
That's okay. That's okay. We can still do some good stuff here. I think I will fire this off right now. If we move up here, and then no, okay. It shows me the way it shoots. That's really good. Okay, we're just gonna set up. I don't want to burn a card. I think I just want to like unload down this row. We'll get you next turn. Alright, these are just a bunch of little small 1 health enemies. We don't need to worry about them. By the way, if anyone's watching, if you have any questions, definitely feel free to like drop them in chat. Yeah, shoot you. Move here, shoot you twice. I'll stay in the middle. Actually, I probably should come to that side, but that's okay, because we're going to draw my little friend. We're going to drop him here. And then look at that, everything's perfect. We have to get rid of those, but this is too good. There's so many red when you hover that, you have to just do that.
Yeah.
I don't make the rules, that's just like a rule that exists in all games. If most things are red, you have to do it. Okay, I think I'm gonna get rid of this. Oh, I thought you...
Current cards are just unplayable.
Ah, okay, it was the other ones, the Purge, that were the
junk.
ones, like the junk, yes, that was the ones you can get rid of, right, yeah. Okay. What's the value in moving? I think I'm actually gonna go down there. Because we want that extra heat sink for next turn. Alright, guys. I like the previews. They're really nice for that. I didn't. Okay. Let's say we move here. Move here. We do this, and then we do that. Solve our problems. This can't do anything, so I think we just end here. All right. Can I kill all three of these guys? If I can, we'll be happy. I don't know if we can. Oh, I think we got it. We got it. We got it.
Nice.
Let's go! Let's go. Okay. Wow. What exciting stuff. Nova Rays. The first time each you spawn bombs, they fire one bullet upwards. We're not really doing bomb builds. Cards cost max 1 heat. Oh, interesting. That lowers this and that. That might be worth it. The first time you shuffle your draw pile, get +2 heat sink this turn. I'll go big fridge because then we can start taking higher cost cards and card rewards. So let's take a card reward. I also like Axolotl. Is that an Axolotl? Was that done on purpose?
Probably.
Yeah. Alright, I want a card because we want to buy something that costs 2 or more heat because that seems kind of fun. Oh, environment change. I do not like these guys. They're scary as hell. Leviathans must be defeated 1 segment at a time. Oh boy. That's cool, but also scary. When destroyed, add a junk card to your discard. Oh gosh. Haha. Okay. Alright, let's crunch some numbers on this.
Scarier and scarier.
As they should be, right? It shouldn't get easier, right? As much as we all want it to, it wouldn't be rewarding, right? You have to, it has to get worse.
Yeah.
Alright, so let's just say this is at the end of my turn, so these guys, their tails make it very hard for me to do this, because I imagine it's going to hit the tail. If I drop this up there, it's going to hit that, so yeah, that's not great. And this is at the end of your turn, so they haven't moved yet. And I imagine they're going to zigzag down. So he's going to move here, and then it's going to be like that. So he's like going to, like, in theory, potentially always defend his head from the rear. Potentially. So what if we just blow up his head? I think we're going to do this. We have to add the... That's just like... I have to kill all these enemies anyway, so they're going to add their junk no matter what. Let's say we move here. Yeah, let's just try to take out this one Leviathan. That's the move. This one's the shoot. Boom. I could have done that one multiple times. Oh, but now I'm in the way. Okay, we'll just take out some more of these. We're just going to unfortunately just kill our deck. Our deck has so much junk in it. Yeah, okay, I was right on that. Oh my god, their mouths are open. They're charging up a super laser. That's kind of cool as hell. Okay. Ooh, the fire 3 times is very interesting. So let's I don't know how this is gonna work, but let's test it out. Because that's how you learn things, right? Oh my god, there's a bomb. Okay, let's not do that. Let's just move here. Okay, yeah. I fire first, and then you fire. Alright, but we have to test this out. Yeah, so... Okay, no, that was really good. Okay, that was great. And then we get to repeat this, but there's not really a good way to do that, but that's okay. So we're just actually honestly going to use this to just move into a better position, which is going to be right here. And then this guy is going to shoot that bomb. And then I'm going to move here to get more heat sink. Oh my god, it's all coming together. Okay. Well, we have the little guy. I think you're going to take out him. Sorry, do I have a safe spot to move? I don't. So, you know, What? You are gonna go into the line of fire. And then we're just gonna do this. Shoot the tail, even though you can't do anything. And these guys, I like them because there's in Monster Train, those remind me of the little cherubs that you can kill in the back line for extra gold. The little guys that give you the extra chrono triggers. Yeah. I love stuff like that. Oh.
The treasure goblins.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. Alright, this is a bit spooky. These junks actually have effects. If on play, you get +1 non-fatal doom and purge this card. Spicy. Okay, so we want to purge these. I think we move here. I gotta do this card 3 times, so let's just like do that, and then we can get rid of these. Purge this card. Yes, please. End the turn. Yeah, I mean, actually, I feel like that fight went pretty good, and we still got more. If unplayed, okay. Come here. Shoot you. Get rid of this. And, yeah, fire that just for fun. Oh, man, that fire twice has been really good. Let me just see what these are. If unplayed, strike your mech. So that's just going to add damage to my deck. And also, if we kill, they don't trigger. Okay. The reason I'm talking out loud is I'm also learning. I know that this interview has suddenly become me just playing the game, but...
Okay.
So then, I mean, I guess the answer to that question was just like, those Leviathan enemies I think are really cool, but it's kind of that same concept, right? Where it's... They basically have more health, but they're also like position based, right? Like, can you shoot their head and then their body at the same time? And if you can like make that work, it's like rewarding the player for figuring out the position based puzzle as opposed to just being higher damage numbers, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
And there's also like some funky stuff. It's like if you have like push and pull cards, you can actually like rip the body apart.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah.
And that'll make them lose their immunity as well. So, dude, it adds, there's more ways to deal with it, and more interaction points, basically. So that we can let the player be a bit creative in how they want to deal with it. Yeah,
definitely. So we got, like, for people at home, this Siphon Fire is, like, literally perfect for what I wanted this to be, which was to find a 2-power... card that now costs 1 because of the big fridge. And also, it's a fire card, so it works to say hello to. So I think at this point now, what we kind of want to do is we want to start at the next shop, which I assume we're going to get... is it a 3-act like Slay the Spire? Is that also, or are there more?
No, 3 acts.
It's, once again, it's just like so good, right?
Yeah. Although, one big difference we have from Slay the Spire is the length of the acts.
Yeah.
We are like there's only, let me count, 1, 2, 3, 4. There's only 12 fights in the game.
Yeah.
In Slay the Spire you fight like maybe 5 times per act, or like 6, 7.
Yeah.
But we only have like we have much fewer fights and much fewer drafts as well. It goes hand in hand with like the smaller deck size and like more easy removals. So yeah, it's basically like a balancing act.
Yeah, and even though like everyone calls it like the hallway system, because once again, like it's like Slay the Spire, it was the first that did this. But I like your hallway system, the things between where you have the choices of where you're going next.
Yeah.
Dude, I just got 2 pop +2 heatsink for the rest of this combat. That's kind of nuts. Alright, you're gonna slide down here, you're gonna slide down here. I think we do stay here, and we worry about these mimics. Then if we get a split shot, which we did, and I gotta use it twice. And I have 6 heatsink this turn? I don't even have that many cards in my hand. This is really good.
At this point, your power economy is kind of like unbalanced now. You might need more card draw.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
It's like in Arkham when you have like too many resources, but not enough cards. to spend.
Yeah, it's exactly. It's finding that balance, right? And then also like drawing these fires now. I'm like, I don't even want to look at you.
Yeah.
Okay. I think there's some good stuff here. This card is pretty good, but I also feel like it is a little bit. I feel like this is not. I feel like this card is rewarded in a deck that's more about movement, which our deck isn't.
Yeah.
But that's okay because it's. I mean, it still only costs 1, so like that is. I mean, we're gonna play it this turn no matter what. It's just like figuring out how do we frickin' take advantage of all this. And I think the correct action is actually just like moving here and firing this guy, just getting rid of his face. And then we move here and we go like that. Get some beautiful junk. Wow. I think I'm just gonna take you out. Okay. Oh, I love you. But we only have basic fires, but I think that's okay this turn. The previous system's really good. So, like, yeah. Because, like, it's really nice to be able to see exactly, like, you just hover and go through. The colors are really good, too. I was gonna ask, like, where did that come from, but I imagine that's also just, like, once again, just you're doing it and you're like, I need to make this ease of use. Like, it's a very tactical game, and be able to just, like, hover over and see stuff is very important for that kind of stuff, I imagine.
Yeah, and on top of that, it's like, I wanted the game to be, like, I know it's a tactics game, but I still wanted it to be, like, fast-paced, kind of, like, you kind of, like, where it should be more of a game where you go by, like, intuition and instinct and strategy rather than, like, calculations. Like, it's not about figuring out what's gonna happen, but it's about figuring out what you should do.
Yeah.
So that's why there's such a huge focus on making sure the preview systems, the quality of life is all there.
Yeah.
I will say though, it's really hard. It took us like a year to figure out how to.
Oh, so to like program it?
Yeah.
Alright, this guy's dead.
No, I mean in the back end, I don't know if you do programming.
No, I know nothing, but I'd love to hear.
In the back end, we basically we create a duplicate, like we duplicate the entire game and then we run it and then we see what happens. That's how we do the preview. We basically like.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Every time you hover over a card, we duplicate the game and figure out what's gonna happen and then show it.
That is, it's kind of like one of those things where it reminds me of in Silent Hill. In order to make the mirror, they have, it's not a mirror, it's a different, it's like the same room copied over. Oh, yeah. And when James moves, James is like, there's just two Jameses walking.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna do, because I mean, once again, I think I do agree we kind of want card draw, but I think I'm gonna go for my first elite encounter, this dangerous thing, and we're gonna try to go for an artifact, because I feel like that could be a ticket to pop off here. I also think that card we just earned, this Misfire, also seems pretty good. What the heck are you guys? Astromancer spawns asteroids every other turn. Okay, because now what I'm pretty sure we can do is we can like move here, and then we can like go down there, and this fires in these directions, so we can do this, which returns this back to our hand, and then we can like shoot you, and then move in here and have like a million heatsink next turn. I want to get the card. Oh, that's kind of cute. Okay, and those guys don't have little defenses. I need you so bad because you are really good at giving us the super heatsink. Yes. Okay, drop you there. Shoot. I think we move here. You're probably going to get me some doom. Oh, they move too. They're fast little guys. Moves twice as fast. Wow. I love that. It's like you said, no one reads. Okay, well I can kill you, so you're not a problem. But I think we want to use you 3 times. So let's move here. And then we'll go like boom. Boom. Oh, and these guys give +2 doom. Okay, interesting. Because, yeah, okay, all right. Yeah, got a scale, all right. Oh, that's actually a great question. From a strategy standpoint, so we're getting into kind of that part of this. In Slay the Spire, one of the most important things in the game is scaling. How did you, like, what's your game's, like, idea of scaling, right? Because it's the same kind of in Arkham, right? Like, you need to get more clues, or, like, deal more damage to enemies. So, like, what is that in this game?
So, in Slay the Spire, there's 2 types of scaling. Do you mean like across the run, or do you mean inside of a battle?
Across the run, like, so, like, yeah, you want to get, or I guess the inside the battle. Let's do inside the battle, because I think that one's kind of easier to,
It's easier, but it's like the very complex answer, because in our game, you don't scale inside the battle.
Yes. Okay, then let's go across the run then, whatever's there, that, if that's...
Yeah.
Go with there.
Across the run, honestly, it's like, it's by feel.
Yeah, okay.
That's how you, it's like, it's iterations. I think design is a lot of iteration. You just gotta try things out and see if it works or not.
And I mean, like, it is one of those things, like, there's a lot of people who, to put perspective to our viewers for Arkham, there's a lot of questions like, why did they do this? And a lot of the time the answer is just, like, because it was the thing that made the most sense, right?
Yeah. And, like, it's extremely hard to design in your head. There's always things that, like, happen that you don't expect, or, like, things that don't play as well as you think, or things that are better than what you think.
Yeah.
So it's always better to just kind of, like, play it, like implement it, play it, and see if it feels good or not. If it doesn't feel good, then you have like a actual problem to work through and see what you can do about it. But so in terms of scaling, what we did was basically just like, okay, let's create these cards, create these enemies. Does it work? And then if it doesn't work, okay, maybe we'll spawn more enemies, maybe we'll change these cards, maybe the axe should be shorter, the boss should be harder. Iteration after iteration after iteration until it works. So yeah, it's just testing and playing and trying things out.
No, it definitely, because it does. This one, like, because it's less of like a, like, it's board based, right? So, like, kind of like even also some of the scaling is, it's not actually like traditional scaling, but just like you become smarter as a player, right? Yeah. Like you suddenly are able to, like, and you understand your deck better and like how you solve problems. Hey, Lizard Soul's back. And supply drop too. 50% chance of not burning cards when destroyed. Start with a supply drop on the grid when destroyed, draw 3 cards. I mean, we do want card draw, so let's do that.
There's one scaling thing that's like pretty subtle, but it's like in this act the grid is bigger.
Oh, interesting. I didn't even actually notice that.
Yeah, the grid.
So like movement matters more. Okay, yeah, no, that's that's interesting.
So yeah, that's how we make it so like the movement matters more in this act. But then at the same time, there's more enemies that spawn, so yeah, kind of gotta balance things out.
Okay, let's get rid of one of these fires now. I still have $22,000. Gain a warp. Move to any tile and draw 3 cards. Okay, I think we just take that. And then, you know what? New card unlocked. Reshuffle your discard into your draw pile. Oh, okay, yeah, sure. Yeah, you know, have some more. Because I imagine we don't have a need for our money because we're about to go up against the Kraken. So yeah, it is bigger because the other one would be, what the heck? Okay, Kraken Tentacle must be destroyed one second at a time. Ah, okay. So this is kind of like in, so in Hades, in Act 3, when you are fighting those guys, basically every enemy is teaching you how to fight the double boss at the same time, which I think is like one of my favorite parts in the design of Hades. Now I look at that, oh, it's the same thing. These are the Leviathans are teaching me about the Kraken fight, because I imagine they're going to work very similar. Notably, though, this guy is bigger.
Much bigger. But yeah, exactly. And it works. It's like, it fits well in like pacing-wise. It's like foreshadowing. Almost. Too. But yeah, it's mostly to teach the mechanics first before
the actual boss. Hate this guy though. I think honestly, like he's so big. All right, how do we do this? Well, we have to move down. We don't want to get hit, so we're gonna have to move into one of these spaces. I think if I hit you twice, what I really want to do is exactly that, because then I can move here. I feel like this guy, you might be rewarded for staying further back, but we need to stay up because we have the card that, the Zoomies cards, the backfire.
Zoomies.
Yeah, so we want to hit this guy twice. Oh, I should have played that one, but that's okay. I don't want to burn that card. Okay, I mean, I think we have them all on the same level, which I think is hyper. Oh, there he is. He's coming down from up here. Great dodge, thanks, James. This is actually also... Oh, that seems actually pretty good for... I mean, this hand actually kind of sucks. But that's kind of the nature of drawing a card hand in a deck build. Okay, so we move up here. We want to drop a bomb. I think we'd love these guys to hit each other, but I don't think we can get them to do that. So let's just, like, drop a bomb here. And then I will move in here. And fire on you twice. They gain a shield on the second level. Okay, and then I'm just gonna. Oh, I'm not in the line of fire. Okay. Oh my god. Now we have that opposite problem. Now we're not generating that extra heat, but we have a lot of cards in hand. That's okay. All right, these guys seem pretty good. Fire twice. I mean, we drop you here for free. I'd love to get you over there, so I think we just have to forego one of these guys. We do have a lot of zero-cost cards in our hands, so like, what happens if I just do this? We hit nobody, but we do get back a dodge, and that's it. Oh no!
Yeah, the little.
We get him back too. Okay.
Though you could always play the zero-cost cards in your hand and then play that.
Yeah. So yeah. Then move around, yeah, and just like move all over the board.
And get them all back.
It does seem pretty good. We also have the Zoomies card here, which I think we're actually going to quickly just take advantage of. Let's do this. Okay, now you're a little bit... But that's okay, because we can just set up a bunch of guys. So we put you here. No, because I want to put you here, because I can't... Oh, no, because you're immune, but that does okay. We do this. Then we get all these back. And then I can move to any tile. We can go all the way up here. That seems like... I know, like, I don't think there was anything stopping me before, but it seems like this has been my safe space, and it seems so scary to go out of it. Can you get... So James is asking in chat, can you get behind the heads and between the body? I imagine I can. Yeah, I imagine the movement just becomes, like, a lot more limited, because I imagine you can't move through them when you're in there.
Oh no, you can move through them.
You can move through them too. Okay, so movement is actually a lot more open than it seems on the tin. That seems really cool. Okay.
Yeah, they don't block. Enemies don't block movement, so you can like go in between them if there's like a hole in the middle. But yeah, it'll be.
I think we do this.
It'll be fun when you see the second class.
Oh yeah. I'm very excited. Okay, that did turn out to be pretty good, I think. We did a lot of movement. We zipped all over the place. Drop a bomb. You were gonna not solve your own problem, so we actually kind of want to shoot you first. So yeah, actually, even seeing how the map's bigger, it makes the say hello to my little friend guy a little bit less efficient. Because of that, like, still very good, but that is interesting how you can see like the difficulty scales in a way that you don't realize until you point it out, and you're like, oh yeah, you're 100% right.
Yeah, like the in the Act 1 and Act 2, the little friend can just basically cover the whole board. But now you gotta like
Think a
actually
bit.
move again.
Yeah.
I'm just answering the question from chat. For the Kraken, at least the tentacles, they only fire like downwards, so they're not gonna fire on themselves. But there are some enemies that will fire at themselves, like the ones that shoot rockets. If you position yourself close to the enemies, they sometimes will accidentally friendly fire.
Oh, that's sick. Okay, we move here. We drop down you. And then I think we zoom up here. We go down, I think, sorry, what's the range on you? You're pretty good. So I'm gonna actually drop you here. And then we're gonna zoom down here. And then we can't fire anymore, but we do actually have a pretty good... I think this boss is really cool. I'm actually I'm pretty impressed with just the diversity of the enemies and all that. It's been really cool. I do not like you. You are my least favorite. You are the closest to me. So because of that, you must die. Sorry, I don't make the rules. I just follow them. And then we can move to be a little bit safe, like maybe like right here, I think.
Interesting deck where occasionally you have pretty bad hands and then occasionally you have like god hands.
Yes, yeah. Oh, that seems pretty alright. We have a little robot. Okay, we're gonna get a bunch of heatsink too. This is also really good here. Do we have a tactic that we can play this turn? You? Just my little friends. Can I take advantage of that in any way? I don't think so. These are all moves. But yeah, I can see with the tactic there, like that can be, like, this guy now is tutorable. We can get the bomb. I think the bomb is probably worth it. I think we're gonna do this, though. He's so spooky, this guy. They're all level on the same level, which is good. What do we have in here? I'm okay with not getting that, even though that is like... I mean, we're gonna reshuffle anyway, so the power of the card is a little bit less. Let's go here. Bomb is unfortunately not where we want it, but we could set up for next turn. These guys, he's gonna move there, and I think this guy's gonna move here, and then this guy moves there, I think.
Yeah, they kind of look in the direction they're going.
Yeah. And then let's just hit that guy for one. Oh, huge. Actually ginormous. Okay. We want to move here, and then we want to do this. And then, can we take advantage of this guy at all? Once again, this is one of those turns that's not great, but then we'll set. I mean, like I do think if we get that, if we had that card draw, it would have definitely popped off for sure. Come in here, move there. Oh yeah, no, this is fine. And then shoot this guy. All right, Mr. Kraken. All right, now we actually have to deal with you. I think the correct course of action is move here. Oh no, he's just done. No, he has something inside of him. His heart. Okay. Defeat the heart to save the timeline. Immune after all flesh is destroyed. The soft inner body of the Kraken. Okay, so we come in here, drop this here, and just go nuts. So this is the flesh, that's the flesh, that's the flesh. Okay, we can do that. We just have to hit 5 more times. And luckily our hand is absolutely atrocious. That's okay, we can at least... Oh, no, actually, this is really good. And we can just set up for next turn. Oh, I gotta go in the shell, though, right? It just seems kind of cool. Wow. Okay, but like you said, there's also is a lot of time. I think he's just done, though. Let's go!
Nice.
Are you, oh, hello. Who are you? I've been waiting for you a long time, yet it is still too soon. You aren't supposed to be here yet. For now, some adjustments are made. See you soon. Ah, I was gonna say, what is there, like an Ascension style system? Is this kind of like a preview of that?
There's gonna be, but this is not even Ascensions, it's just,
unlocking new content?
straight up, yeah, new content.
Yeah. So these are all just in there, you don't choose one. Okay, yeah, so just to make the game more difficult, that's kind of like how they'll scale up in the future, things to add new content, make it more difficult, things like that. You unlock stuff here.
Those enemies, actually, they don't even make it more difficult, it's just more complex enemies.
Ah, I getcha.
Kind of like, I didn't want to...
Just start with them right in the get-go? Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. Oh, new pilot. So are these all new, characters too, the ones that we just unlocked to play with?
Yeah.
New bosses and elites. Cute. Meet new characters. It won't be just men. That is so fun. Secret ending. Unlock the mysteries of time and save the chronoverse. And more. Story campaign total across multiple runs. Extensive difficulty modifiers, including assist modes. Nice. Sweet. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to end this video here. We are going to do another run, though, because I want to try the other pilot. If you're down, I'm down. I want to see what he's cooking. I know this kind of evolved into just me playing, but I think this is... Hopefully I'm doing a good showcase for people at home. This game is very fun, though. And if you want to check it out, there's a link in the video description. But thanks for joining me and telling me... answering most of my questions with just like, that's just the way it is, man. That's just how design be. But yeah, thanks for watching, everybody. Have a good one, and as always, GG's.